First things first, before I cannonball into the spaghetti and meatballs of today's topic,
what is it?
I'd like to let you all know I've been actively working on my Mickey Mouse impression, so please let me know your thoughts. Pluto! So with that out of the way, I'm going to show you all of my analytics from my lifetime of being on YouTube and almost a decade of being.
Is this Charlie's coded message and way to send a message to Pluto, who's on the Twitch staff, to indirectly complain about his revenue that he's making on Twitch, or the revenue that's being made on Twitch, as a preface to the video? Because that's what it has to be, right? That's what it has to be.
On Twitch. Now, the reason for this is, a week ago I made a video called I'm Turning It Off, and in that video I'm explaining why I'm disabling any and all means of people having the ability to donate money to me.
Yeah, I turned mine off too. It's fucking annoying. I don't want to read people's messages. They're stupid, and then people feel like they want to talk to me. Then I think that you owe them something. It's just fucking annoying. Yeah, I turned that shit off too.
No more super chats, no more YouTube memberships, for all intents and purposes, no more bits on Twitch. I say all intents and purposes because you can't actually fully disable that on Twitch. Once you start streaming on there, you're fucking shackled to the bits ecosystem. It can't.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can. People can do it, but it doesn't. I don't create an incentive structure around it.
Not be turned off.
Yeah.
So I made the minimum so high that no one can pay it, hopefully, and actively discouraging people from subbing on Twitch as well. Any and all avenues where people could just give me clams, I am just putting the kibosh on. I should have done this a long time ago, but better late than never. Might as well get the party.
Yeah, no, that's what happened is that Dan, you know, like he took us out to a really nice steak restaurant. It was a very, very nice place. And Dan was telling me, he's like, hey, so you're losing us a lot of money. And I said, am I losing you hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars? And Dan refused to answer me. And so he was telling me, he's like, hey, man, I'm just letting you know that we might be doing this ad thing. Did you guys feel out of place? I mean, no, you go to one of these steak restaurants and it's like an expensive place. There's plenty of idiots sitting around. Plenty of morons sitting there all the time. You think everybody there is fucking Bill Gates? No. Morons everywhere.
Sharded now. The reason is super simple. I would much rather you keep your money.
Yeah.
Use it for yourself or use it for things you deem important, whether it's charitable causes or what have you. But just stop forking it over to me. Now, since posting that video, there's been a lot of questions and even somewhat of a pushback from other streamers about how, like, this sets a bad precedent where it, like...
Yeah, I think other streamers don't, and this is why whenever I've talked about it, I've always said multiple times that I don't criticize or complain. Like, you know, like Kai does a subathon. Even Kai's got a lot of money too, right? And I never criticize other people for trying to make money. I don't think it's really a bad thing. And that's why I always say, like, every time that I do talk about, like, taking donations or anything like that, I usually do preface it by saying, like, if other people want to do it, that's totally fine. Because I don't want to do, like, I think Charlie, like, what he's talking about is, like, streamers get defensive because they feel like people like Charlie potentially are pulling the Charlie's not doing this, by the way. But this is the way they feel. That Charlie's pulling the ladder up, right? He's already made a lot of money, and now he's virtue signaling that he doesn't need your money, and this creates a second-order effect of now other viewers thinking that you as a streamer, this other person, are greedy and thinking of you as a worse person. It makes them look bad, basically, right? That's the way that they feel. Yeah, it does look like that. Yeah, I mean, sure, right? And that's why I always say that. But that's the reason why he gets the negativity.
Starts to shame other streamers if they don't follow my footsteps here.
Yeah.
Let me be clear. I'm not trying to make a rallying cry here. I'm not your dad. You do what you want with your own streams. Keep donations and subs on out the wazoo forever. I don't care. That's your prerogative. This was just my own personal...
Right, yeah. I mean, I feel the same way. You do whatever you want to do.
Decision. Obviously, that wasn't like the most prevalent take or anything, but it is a conversation I saw stirring about after I posted that video, because there are some streamers that believe that normal people having the ability to give them money helps them feel included in the community, part of the crew, part of the ship, and it's like integral to the streaming experience to be able...
I think that's a interesting perspective, and if you want to have that perspective, I think that that perspective should be attached to some sort of merchandise. So like if you really, if you think that you want your community to feel engaged, and you think that by them investing into you as a creator, that then they will be, you know, invested into the stream, psychologically, that is a sound conclusion to make. Why not sell merchandise? Sell a little plushie, sell a shirt, sell something, a little something, just some, a hat, a little something, some little stupid thing, right? That's fine. Yeah, I mean that's phone case, right? Yeah. So but like you don't have to ask for $20. Like just give them something that they can remember that they have, and then whenever you get canceled, they can make videos on Twitter setting it on fire.
To like sub and donate and things like that. I've never really shared that perspective. I've always viewed streaming as content that you are providing to viewers for free. And
it's free, and I monetize my stream in a lot of ways. And I noted, you know, you guys notice, like I'll, you know, somebody donates 50 subs, 100 subs, 10 subs even, I'll say thanks. But a lot of times I also say don't do it if you can't afford it, right? The truth is that I don't like the idea of the subscriber non-subscriber dynamic, because I think that it tiers viewers. And I don't like the idea where certain viewers are given privileges inside of the community that other viewers don't have, because I just feel like that's an uncomfortable dynamic to be created by income. I just think it's weird.
Someone's nice enough to toss you a doubloon, you tip your fedora saying, "Holly jolly, thanks for the Reddit gold, kind stranger," and move on. But it's not an obligation. And no one should feel like they need to be able to give you money to be included in the community. That feels very parasocial to me. But that's just my own view on it. But what I will tell you, breaking the magician's code here, there is no top streamer that needs your financial support.
That's a fucking fact. Oh my God. And it's not entirely a fact, because I know some of, like, actually, you know what? I had a friend, I'm not going to say who it is, spent $60,000 having water delivered to their house from across the street. Even this friend doesn't need your fucking money.
To put food on the table or continue providing those streams for you. Also, the bulk of a streamer's income comes from ads in the first place. Anyway, though, I think this stems from people just not really knowing how much money a top streamer can make on Twitch, for example. So, let me show you my analytics from my lifetime on Twitch. Now, Twitch analytics are a little wonky here on the back end, so I wasn't able to just set the date range from 2017 to 2025 because it would just freeze. It would just have a conniption. I bet the Twitch HQ server just fucking caught flame.
So he made 55K in 2 years, basically, right? 2017, 2019.
Trying to do that, so I had to break it up into chunks. So in 2017 is when I really started like actually streaming on Twitch. I had dabbled in 2016, but it wasn't until 2017 where I got like partnered and everything. So from 2017 to 2019, I made $55,500 for those 2 years. And I wasn't full-time streaming at this point or anything. It was just a bit of goofing around, having some fun, and it brought in $55,500. From 2019 to 2021 is when I took it a lot more seriously.
This is a better number. You see this number? It's the $1.2 million. Very good number to see here.
You can see my time streamed went from 600 hours on the 2 years to 3,600 hours, and I made $1.2 million for those 2 years. And this was before my Twitch contract, so the only ads that were running on my stream were like the pre-roll ads, the ones that Twitch would insert themselves. So this was still without ads, by the way.
Right.
$1.2 million, almost 1.3. Then I got a Twitch contract which necessitated a certain amount of ads, 3 minutes of ad time per hour. And from 2021 to basically 2025,
so like over 3 years,
made
like
$4.1 million. And to
that's pretty good. I would say that is overall, that's pretty good.
Astute observers amongst you with those keen peepers, you might notice that my subscriptions are less than half of what they were for the previous 2-year period. So even though I have
a lot of people took the Twitch contract. I didn't take it because I just didn't want to have to fucking... they said I had to stream a certain amount of hours, and like I was like, well, what if I don't want to? And they're like, well, then they said you have to. I said, nope. I'm out. Actually, yeah. Yeah, I just didn't want to do it. I got a pretty good deal, too. I got a very good deal. What happened in 2023? Probably his contract ended. That's whenever he moved back to multi-streaming between YouTube and Twitch. It becomes a job. Yeah.
180,000 less subs across these 3 years than I did for the previous 2, I still made significantly more.
It's a good amount of money.
And that is because of ads. Ads.
Well, and this is also, you've got to keep in mind that this is the equivalent of 4 years, right? So he made like a little bit over $1 million a year streaming on Twitch. That's good. That's pretty good.
Ads are the breadbasket to streamers. That
only $1 million a year? Yeah, it's decent. Sure. Why is he showing this? So people stop giving people that are making $1 million a year. They stop giving their fucking paycheck whenever they're working at Sam's Club to them. Stop doing this. Stop it. If you want to say thank you for the content, that's totally fine. You want to get, you want to chip in $15 W, right? Thanks. But like, there needs to be an understanding of this. And here's the reason too. I don't know if he's going to talk about this, but there's been a lot of unhealthy relationships that I think people have developed over the years with streamers. And I think these unhealthy relationships are fueled by a number of things. And by talking about the amount of money that people make, it does cut that parasocial relatability thing whenever you know that this guy is making like $1 million a year, right? That to me is a good thing. That's a very good thing. I'm happy that that's happening because again, that's like having, oh wow, there's no shit around here. There's no more flies. Where's all the flies? Nobody's saying that, are they? That's the way I see it. Especially the VTubers. Yeah. So I'm very much, this has always been my mindset for it. This is why I've never I've never like farmed parasocial stuff at all. I knew a girl who was giving over $50K to her favorite streamer. She could afford it, but still crazy. Well, I mean, if you can afford the amount of money that you're spending, I think it's like a person should have every right to exercise discretion and do what they want to do if it makes them happy, right? I mean, like that really, it's fine. But at the same time, you also have to be reasonable.
The jelly to the peanut butter sandwich that is streaming. And keep in mind, these numbers here, the 4.1, the 1.2, those don't even include brand deals or sponsorships. And I didn't have any like ancillary donations, but a lot of streamers do through like Streamlabs for like text-to-speech, stuff like that. So that doesn't include any of those other means of making money through the medium. This is solely through just...
Yeah, like whenever I started streaming, like within 3 months of streaming, I was making $10,000 a month. Like, just that, it was that fast. Like, I immediately, like, and then at that point, like, within 6 months, we were streaming, like, me and McConnell. We were live every single day, basically. And we were making probably, like, about double that, I would say. Maybe a little bit more. And we were, like, the top of Twitch. That was in like in less than half a year. You already had following though, right? A little bit. Like our first stream was 250, second stream was 1,000, and then like 3 months it was like 4 or 5,000, and then by 6 months we were getting close to 10, and then it went back down whenever I changed my schedule and everything, and then it went back up obviously after that. When was this? It was like 2017. Here's what I can do. I just pulled up my analytics for a couple of my mods. One of them is in chat. And I showed them how much money I was making on Twitch in one day or a week. And because they were wondering how much the 24/7 channel would make. That's about it. Pretty much says it.
Twitch itself. And I think something important to mention, contrary to popular belief, I am not a top streamer. I am also not even a full-time streamer, and I haven't been for over a year and a half. So my 2025 earnings...
He's been getting lazy. He's been getting so lazy. Remember whenever he did that Halo 2 thing and it was really good? Now you just go live for like 3 hours and play Digimon, and then you go offline? Remember that? It was like 3 days ago. I remember seeing you do that. I was trying to watch the game.
I didn't really put them here. Yeah. It's about 100K. So another thing to add to the total here. But I'm not even a full-time streamer anymore, and I haven't been a top 20 streamer probably since the fucking Among Us boom. You know, back in the prehistoric internet age now. Like, the Among Us era is the only time where I broached, like, the top 20. I've not been in that ball game for a while, and yet this is still...
I would say that for every year... I've taken like long breaks, so it might fuck up the averages. But I would say, like, have I been in top 10? I think I've been in top 10 for like 7 years, maybe 6. Minus like maybe 1 where I took a lot of breaks. That was about it. Yeah, I've been doing it for a while. 6, 7, yeah, something like that, right? Top 10 most humble. Yeah, you were number 1. No, I've been top on the platform for months before, sure. Yeah. That was a good month. Those were good months. Sure.
A crazy amount of money where there is no reason I should be taking money from just normal people working normal everyday jobs. It just doesn't feel right to me. Streaming is the easiest job there is. Hot take, I know, sorry, that was a blistering, scalding magma that I just spewed out there.
But it's like, yeah, you don't need to do that. And then, like, people give you money and they think that you owe them. It's just weird. Like, there's just, like, I would rather have a relationship with my audience where it's just a bunch of guys sitting around talking about video games or politics or dicks or, I don't know, something stupid, right? Like life. Like, and there's no money involved. There's no, like, weird, like, sponsor play or something like that, right? I mean, it's just, you're just sitting around talking and hanging out, right? I mean, like, that's really what I would want to do. It doesn't mean I don't like to make money, but there's always going to be ways to make money, and that's always what's happened. No girls. No, of course not. By the way, so I went to the gas station, and these 3 girls were, like, laughing and giggling at each other, talking about me. And they kept saying, they're like, is that Moist Critical? And I'm like, I'm not Charlie. And they're like, oh my God, we knew it. Yeah. They're like, we thought you were him. And I'm sorry, but I feel like I don't look anything like Charlie. If anything, it's an insult to Charlie that people say I look like him. Like, what is this? Like, how the and these girls, I mean, I think they were drunk, right? Because they pulled in sideways to the fucking gas station. And this is a gas station with a bunch of those, like, metal poles in the front, so you can't drive into it. And I'm like, how the fuck did you think that? How did you know this? Like, why would you ever think this? It's not even remotely close. It's not. It's the hair. No, it's It's ridiculous.
The truth. I sit in swamp ass for a few hours every
This is like a
day.
week
Well,
ago.
at least I used to when I was a full-time streamer, playing
It's a
games
week and a half.
or just yapping. Now compare that Weenie Hut Jr. routine to a normal person who is actually working their ass off every single day in a 9-to-5 environment, grinding in the hopes of chasing the American dream. And then they'll come home, maybe turn on my stream and donate a couple of dollars to me. And it just doesn't sit
It feels weird. Yeah, it feels weird.
right with me taking that kind of money, given what I've made from all of this. And I really should have just stopped.
And I think also, like, to me, it's not even about that. Like, I'd have no problem, like, you know, you want me to steal money from somebody, I steal their money, but like I don't want to have like the emotional component of it is weird. Like I would rather steal the money from people than have them give it to me. I would. Because I feel like at that point, like that's it's like better. You know? Like I'd rather steal it. Have people give it? Yeah, that's just, I don't know.
This a long time ago, especially considering this is just the Twitch side of things. I told you I'm going to show you my YouTube earnings, so be ready because here it is.
Nope.
Huge fucking
nope.
number,
Big
an
money.
unfathomable
Big
amount
money.
of money. From starting this channel in 2007 all the way until today, I have made $35.8 million. I never even imagined that amount of money was possible to earn without just being born rich.
Nah, there's plenty of ways you make a ton of money. You just have to get a lot of people to give you money. It's easy. Yeah, there's tons of ways you do that.
I've said from day one, I got incredibly lucky. I will never be able to put into words just how lucky I got with all of this shit here. I'm not special. No. I got lucky.
It's funny that he says that because like it is kind of partially true, but I remember going into YouTube and going into Twitch and we like before we were in streaming, we had already decided, me and Zach and McConnell and a couple of my other friends, we had already decided that we were the best streamers on the platform and we hadn't even streamed by then. Like the amount of ego that we had was like it really whenever you go back and think about it, yeah, we already were like, yeah, we're better than everybody else. So, you know, eventually like as soon as we start doing our stuff, everybody's going to stop watching them and they're all going to start watching us because we're better. It was awful. This is what I've said before about like how actually the ego thing has gone way down. Like I am not even like 1/10 as bad as I used to be.
Always said that, and I still believe that to this day. Now, something I saw a lot of people asking after the video I made about turning off all the donations stuff is how much money I'm leaving on the table.
Big money on ads.
And while it's kind of hard to show it on Twitch considering both subs and bits are technically still on, even though I discourage both.
It's like you're missing out on about like 300K a year, somewhere around there. Something like that's what I would have to, if you want me to ballpark it, something like that.
Have bits at a point where I don't think it's even possible to use them. I still can't get like a hard number on what's like gone now or anything like that. But on YouTube, I can show you directly. So with memberships and supers /
you can
gifts,
do that on Twitch.
I made over $1 million. Keep in mind, I've only had those things enabled for about a year. Yeah, it was $1 million in a year from just normal people. That's more than I expect.
I thought it'd be like 2 years.
Again, that just doesn't fucking sit right with me. Now, I know there are plenty of
above that number you at? Do you want me to be honest? I'm going to tell you guys the genuine truth, and you will not believe this, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I have not checked my YouTube earnings since November last year. My accountant will call me occasionally, and he'll say, you're making a lot of money. I'll say, that's great. And the reason why I don't check it is because I think it is poison. I don't want to check it. I don't want to see the numbers. I don't want to think about the numbers. Did you only pay taxes? I actually paid taxes very recently. Like, what was it? Like 3 days ago. That was a lot of money. It was a lot of money.
Streamers and YouTubers that have significantly more money than me and have subs and donations on and whatever. I don't care. Like I said, this is not me trying to lead some kind of revolution here where all of them turn it off. It's their choice to make. I wanted to explain fully why I don't want normal people just giving me their money anymore at all. Also,
I don't even like. There's a moral aspect to it, maybe, but to me, it's just fucking annoying. I don't want to read the message. I don't want to read donation messages because people feel like you need to read them. And I don't want to have to feel like I have to read your message because a lot of times they're like attention seeking and annoying. And so it's like, I don't want to do it. And so like, that's the reason why. I mean, there's no like, there's like no moral high ground here. There's no like, cause the point where it was is like, so it was, I remember the moment that I realized it was a problem. Is that I called my dad, like I was on the phone with my dad. It's like me, McConnell, and S-Fan. We were like running, it was like Seth calls. I remember this clearly. And I tell him that like, because we had done TTS that day. And I tell my dad, I said, we've been doing TTS. People donate money to do it. And he asked like, how much money did you make? And I'm like live. And I'm just like, oh, I made $7,000. Like that was from that one day, just from donations. And he's like, that's it? And I don't know why, but I was just like, yeah, like, did I really just like have to listen to all these retards just for $7,000? Like, do I don't want to deal with that. And also like me and McConnell would be talking, and me and S-Fan and McConnell would be talking about like, you know, some shit, right? But then, you know, somebody would donate $20 and they would want to get a word in edgewise in our conversation. And it was just weird, man. And so we turned it off. Like, that's it was just annoying. That was the reason. Yeah, I already have to listen to other retards that work for Wes. Yeah, that was the actual reason why. It was there's no fucking, like, moral authority to this or anything else. Witness me? Yeah, bro, like, not anymore.
To be honest, I think just full goatseeing, showing how much streaming / YouTubing can make, just showing you the full, unedited, raw numbers
it's a big number.
Probably helpful for normal people so they can see how much money is in this space, because I think there's often so many question marks from people wondering how much does a streamer or YouTuber make? They'll either say like they're making billions of dollars or they're making nothing. There's never like an in-between because there's never any like really hard numbers to look at. So I think something like this can be helpful for that, especially because over the years I've noticed there's been a multitude of creators that have come out and tried to like underplay how well off they are financially, because
if you do that, you are a dick sucker. You are a dick sucker if you do that. And not only are you a dick sucker, but I'm going to make a video about you being a dick sucker. And then when you get mad that I made the video, I'm going to make another video about you getting mad. And this can go on as long as you want it to go. So just, it's the way it is. That's what's going to happen.
They believe it could be somewhat of a brand risk where if they are perceived as being someone that's very rich, money. Well, maybe their audience wouldn't like them as much because they're no longer relatable.
Yeah.
It's just something I've seen here and there over the years from a bunch of different creators, and I just find it a bit disingenuous.
Being relatable to your audience is cultivating an audience of losers, of simp losers that are unrealistic, weird, controlling, obnoxious, parasocial, parasitic, just freaks. Like, there's some people that have audiences like this. I'm not going to name names, but we all know the names. I would not, like, if they paid me $20 million a year just to deal with that, I would not.
Hopefully something like this can help show that if someone is in, like, the top sphere of YouTube or Twitch.
If you know their name, they don't need your money.
They are very, very well off financially. Anyway, though, if you add both of these numbers up, I've made like a total of $41.3 million.
No, you made way more than that. You made more than that. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. Because you have brand deals, it's probably closer to like 50, if I had to guess. Maybe a little bit more. Because like they're probably a little bit extra thing. I'd probably say it's like 50, 60, maybe 70. Like if I had to put it in a number, that's the number I would use.
But that's not to say that's what I have. Now, I do live in Florida, which means there is no individual income tax. Yes. Big time Florida W right there.
That's right.
And I know. I'm big time gushing grannies, Florida glazer. I've lived here my whole life. And that is something very nice about it. But it's not to say that the tax man comes in gentle with the lube. He still goes whole hog raw. It is still brutal when the tax man comes a-knocking. He'll blow up your guts. And that's just the way that the cookie crumbles.
I don't even know how much money I pay in taxes. I'm going to be honest. Like I don't even know. Like I mean, I looked at it and I was like, yeah, kind of. I think that makes sense, and that was it. Yeah, I mean, 7 figures. Yeah, but like 7 figures could be like 1 million or like 7 million, right? Are you dumb? No, I try to avoid, this might sound weird, as I said before, but I think that the more that, I think money and the fixation around money is a disease. And as soon as I was able to cover my basic expenses, then I didn't have any other need for thinking about it. Like it fixes everything. No. And I don't ever high road with this. So like, for example, if you're making $50,000 a year, your life will like, it will improve in like such an indescribable way. If you go from making that much to making like $100,000 a year, right? But like, there's a diminishing return for this. And I think that now with inflation, that diminishing return kicks in at probably $150,000 to like $250,000 a year, right? Like where it's like the difference that you get from like a $50,000 to $150,000 a year is gigantic. The difference that you get from $450,000 to $550,000 a year is not gigantic. It's basically the same thing. And that's the point that I'm making. And so like the more that you think about that, I think that the more that you become disconnected from like doing what I do is it's in a way a creative, but it's also an expressive pursuit. And the amount of time and like energy that I put into that, I don't want to have any of that be polluted by money, thinking about money. Does that make sense? Like, and so, in fact, yeah, and that's the way that I see things. And again, like other people really care a lot about this. This is only the way that this is just like what I do, right? Most people can't not think about money. No, Kanye West said it best, you know, in his new song. I'm just kidding. No, having money isn't everything, but not having it is. That's really the truth. And I've been in both positions, right? I've been in both positions. But yeah, I think it's true. Absolutely. But I'm not talking about that.
Obviously, a good chunk instantly goes to taxes. There's also like salaries for the people that I pay on my team, other expenses. And also for the first 4 to 5 years of me earning money through my YouTube channel, I donated every single dollar to charity. So while I may have earned $41 million over the course of my time online, I don't have nearly that much. But I still have more money than I will ever know what to fully do with. And I actually thought it would be kind of fun to go through like a deep dive on what it looks like. You know, taxes, expenses, all that kind of thing to see how it all breaks down. But maybe that's a topic best left for a different video. So for now,
it's like they gave me my taxes and it was like fucking, it was like one more. And that was it. Like, it was a lot, man. Like, because it was, there's other things and other annoying stuff going on. It's complicated, right? It's complicated. You guys know if you have, like, certain types of holdings and stuff, it's just so fucking obnoxious. And so, yeah. Glad you can pay the accountants, I bet. Yeah, really. Like, what I'm doing something, like, well, now what I'm doing is that, like, because my dad passed away, and so he just donated to so many charities. I had no idea, but he donated to so many fucking charities. It's almost annoying, because I'm checking his mail, and they're just spamming him with fucking mail. It is crazy. So what I've tried to do, and, like, I'm next time I take a day off, I'm probably just going to knock all these off. But I haven't wanted to take a day off because I've just been streaming a lot. But at some point before the end of the year, I'm going to just take a day and just call all of the charities that he donated to and figure out, like, what was his 2023 and 2024 donations. And then just, you know, take that and then just donate that in perpetuity in his and my name for all of the things that he had donated to, which is like fucking 50 of them. But it's like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's really not a lot of money, right? And so, yeah. Need your assistant? I mean, I don't really know if I could have an assistant do that, but, like, I have no idea. You think they'll disclose that to you? I mean, if I tell them I'm going to give them the money, yeah. Yeah, they'll just tell me for sure. I'll be like, yeah, I'm his son, and that's it. And so, yeah, I mean, I think they'd probably tell me. Sure.
I'll probably just conclude it here. Hopefully this was insightful. Anyway, that's really about it. So, yeah.
There it is. Okay, well, there's the video. And, yeah, I think that, I think this is it. I like videos like this because they're honest, and I think that, you know, Twitch and YouTube and everything, the way that people see reality, the amount of money that people make, etc., there is a lot of delusion that I think goes on, but yeah, that's the way it usually is. SQC shows 1 day of Twitch earnings. Ooh.
Here. That was like a...
So...
That was actually under the average.
Wednesday, like December 15th. Bad day, so he got a $45,000. That's pretty good. That's in 1 day. That's good.
But it was a lot better than it was before that.
33K out of ads. Yeah, you guys want to see mine? Here, let's take a look at mine. Analytics, earnings. Okay, and we've got right here. All right, so we're back, and let me make sure everything is, there's no issue with me showing any of this. It should not be a problem whatsoever. Okay, so I'll just pull it up. I'll show you all right now. So this is where we're at. This is how much money I have made in the last, ever since I was back. So basically I've made $19,000 this month. I don't know how I have 55 minutes of ad breaks whenever the amount of money that I made in ads. See, I made $4,000 this day. This was a good day. And peanuts? No. Well, here's the reason why. The big reason why is because back then, the money that you would make was insane. Like, if I go onto my Asmongold channel and I look at, you know, the Lost Ark days, XQC's right. That was a bad day. Yeah, he's right. Twitch-wise, it's peanuts. Yeah, there it is. And so anyway, Shasmical Peak, no, it was a lot. And so anyway, like, this is the amount of money I make every day, basically, on streaming on Twitch. I make basically, let's see, $500. It's a minus $22. Somebody bought something and they refunded. I got 5 cents for turbo, 8 cents for ads. That's pretty good, right? And then we go back. I'll just go back a little bit more. So this is, I guess I made a lot of money that day. I don't really know why. I guess gifted subs, some sort of like fucking promotional thing. And there you go again, another $19,000. This is whenever I wasn't streaming, right? So I'll just go back one more month. And so $16,000. You've got this one right here. You know, usually about $500 a day, somewhere around there, right? And is Kick any better? Oh, yeah. No, I mean like $20,000 a day. And it would be easy. So it's gone down a lot because they used to pay me for Turbo. And if you go back and you look at this, so I used to be getting paid a lot of money for Turbo, but then Twitch took me off. You said you're earning revenue from Twitch Turbo. Well, no, I'm not. I mean, I can tell that because the graph says I'm not. So show Kick. I mean, I haven't really streamed a lot on Kick, so it's harder for me to say. I can go back and pull it up and see what it says. But this is where it is. I guess let me make sure that I can find all of this here. And okay, accept all right, that should be fine. And so can I I guess I can just show this one right here. So this is on Kick. Let me go back. I'll pull this one up over here. Graphs aren't real. Yeah, basically. And so there's this one here. There's the graph, and this is how much I've made on Kick. Just I guess maybe in the last month, right? Ever since I've been back. So things are going a lot better on Kick, definitely. And the reason why is that, you know, people that watch over there, they get paid for more money, and, you know, like it's just better off. And so that's 2 weeks, right? That's 2 weeks. And it's 3 times as much. It is. So this is the amount of money I made per day right here on Kick. It's about $5,000 a day. Somewhere around there. It could really depend. You run ad at the end of the stream, get Turbo revenue. Maybe I could. I don't know. I used to run a lot more ads. I don't really run ads for any reason. It's not important. So amazing. Someone with 40K viewers makes $700 on Twitch a day. What should small streamers do about that? Well, the reason why I don't make that much money is because I don't have to. The fact is that, and this is going to sound crazy, but I made this much money on Twitch even whenever I made more money than this whenever I had like 10,000 viewers back in the day, because I emphasized subs. We had sub goals, sub badges. We were doing like we had ad revenue, you know, Twitch Prime, etc. But like, I don't need to do that anymore. So I just don't do it anymore. Right. It's really just that simple. So yeah, and Charlie's done with the ad stuff too, walking in your footsteps. Yeah, it's unnecessary. It's annoying. Nobody likes seeing it, and so I turned it off. Right, and you can see I was making a lot of money from Turbo for a while, and then they basically just cut it in half. Right, so they took basically like $20,000 I was making, and they were like, "Well, you're not getting that anymore, you little bitch, you little bitch, you're not getting that." And so small streamers begging for subs, what's your max in a day? A lot. I mean, probably a lot. I don't know what my max in a day is. I have no idea. And yeah, that's it. I mean, Queso's ads are crazy. Yeah. No, a lot of people make money with ads on Twitch. I mean, the thing is that you reach a point where having more money would make you more happy. I mean, I reached that point like fucking 5 years ago. I'm going to be honest, probably 7 years ago. But yeah, that's it. Our sponsored streams, big money. Oh, the amount of money that listen, guys. Don't worry about it. Okay. Yeah, $45,000 in a day. That's how much a lot of people make in a year. I mean, I'll be honest, right? I mean, I could go back and see this. People have the craziest urge to donate massive amounts of money. That's one of the reasons why I turned off donations. I just thought it was weird. I mean, like, if people want to gift subs or something, I guess it's okay. But I'm in a Black Mirror episode and I hate it. I think that really, like, a lot of streamers, a lot of you, like LSF posters, and people get really mad about this, is that I can't even afford to eat properly. Like, you can go and find some random OnlyFans girl that is like 19 that's made $1 million because she's posted pictures of herself on the internet. Like, the reality is that you're always going to have people that you know, in one way or another have it easier than you do in life. But, you know, that's just always how it is. That's always what's going to happen. And here's what's funny about it is there are guys that make that same level of magnitude more money than I do. You know, like that's the truth, right? They make way more money than I do. and or XQC does even, right? I mean, they make a lot of money. And so, and they're not streamers. Some of them, you don't even know who the fuck their name is, right? Like you see somebody like Bobby Kotick is a good example, right? I mean, look at this guy. This guy gets a severance package. Just his severance package alone is $200 million. Like that's it. Like just that. Like these these are guys like any celebrity or somebody like that you think is really rich. No, bro. Like, if you look at the guys that are running a lot of these companies and, like, the amount of money and, like, fucking equity and power they have, it's like the NBA players are, like, homeless people next to this. It's, like, nothing. It's insane, bro. Like, yeah. Like, these guys, like, they make decisions for, like, billions of dollars. It's not even, yeah, it's an insane money. Yeah, these people don't play on the teams. They own the holding company that owns the team. They don't even own the team. They own the holding company that owns the team. Yeah, it's a totally different situation. So I don't ever, like, and I've dealt with people like that before, and honestly, a lot of them, this is what I found to be very interesting. A lot of the most affluent people that I've ever met and dealt with are completely normal. They're completely normal. They're not massive ego. Like, yeah, they're confident. They say, yeah, I did this. Yeah, how about this, right? But they're totally fucking normal. The main people that I think are the most insufferable are the ones that are above average. Those are the ones that are very annoying. That's really the ones. And they own the team. Someone owns the NBA itself. Yeah, maybe, right? And anyway, I will watch the I will watch the Charlie video. I didn't get around to this yesterday. I think it'd be good to see. But people with fixations, maybe. Yeah, I guess so. I just made tons of money. Now it's broke as hell. Yeah, you can lose it as fast as you make it. No, you can lose it as fast as you make it if you are bad with money. There's a lot of people that are very bad with money. So yeah, it's that simple. After a certain wealth, people want to keep it low key. Yeah, of course. Like that's the way I am. Like I don't want people to know that I have a lot of money. Like I don't want people to recognize that I have an expensive car. Like because in doing so, again, like this is ask yourself this question. I don't have this much money, but if you had $200 million, would you want to go around broadcasting that everywhere you went? No. No, you don't. And so that's really what it comes down to, right? And that's what matters a lot.